Guitar freaks and anoraks, welcome to part 3 of this Maple Refret tutorial. Thanks again for tuning in. In the previous part you could see how to get the old frets out and the new ones in. Today we'll be leveling and polishing. As a safety measure we'll be using tape to protect the fretboard and finish. You can use all sorts of tape. Low-tech painter's tape is the best for this job, but the most expensive. I'm using the standard one here. When using this one, do not leave it on for a very long time, like a couple of weeks or so. If you do, you'll have a hell of a job getting it off. Don't ask me how I know. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do. If you hit the bell icon, you get notified when new videos are available. I'll be uploading frequently. It's always a smart move lowering or removing the neck pickup, so you can't bump into it. Also, tape off this area. All is protected so we can get the Sharpie out. We do this so we can see where we are removing material later. This is the first reason we are taping off the fretboard. When the frets are all colored black, or whatever color you prefer, it can be red, green, blue, whatever, you won't hear a difference in the end result. I get a 9.5-inch radius sanding beam out. I stuck some 220 grit paper on and start leveling. Go slowly, don't put too much pressure on the beam. Holding it firmly, moving it back and forward in one straight line. I use my thumb and index fingers to hold the beam firmly. The rest of my fingers I use as a guide along the neck to keep the tool running straight. After sanding for a wee while, I check the progress. You can clearly see where material was removed. They are the shiny spots. The black areas are the low spots. We have to carry on sanding. I'm quite precise when positioning the tool over the frets. I center the beam as good as possible. When the beam is in position, we can carry on till all the black marker is gone. Take your time doing this and check frequently. You want to remove a minimal amount from the top of the frets. If you don't have a radius sanding beam, don't worry. You can use other tools to do this job, like a spirit level for instance. In an upcoming Refret series, I'll level the frets of an acoustic guitar with a spirit level. Stay tuned for this video. All the frets are level, let's color them again. Up next is a crowning step. At the moment, the top of the wire has a white flat surface. If you would play the guitar like this, it would sound funky in a bad way. The sound will be way better with a minimal amount of contact area between the frets and the strings. A crown fret like we say. For this task I'm using an offset diamond file, starting with 150 grit. What I do here is rounding over the shoulders of the flat surface, leaving a tiny black line in the middle of the fret. It takes some practice to achieve this. I'll show you how long it takes me to round over the fret. I did not speed up this footage. By the way, there is a whole bunch of different fret crowning files. These are great, but I would love to try out the StewMac Z files set. If you have any experience with those files, please let me know in the comments below. Here you can see the result you want to achieve. Now rinse and repeat. When done all the frets, we move on to the 300 grit. The 150 is great to remove bulk material relatively fast. With the 300 grit, we can remove the scratches the coarser grit left behind. Be careful not to remove too much material. If you do, you have a lower fret and this will cause trouble. This is what it looks like at this point. Before I start polishing, I check the frets with a fret rocker. All feels fine, so we can move on. There are many ways you can polish the frets. I'll demonstrate a few. These are the fret erasers. They come in different grits. They don't erase the frets, but the scratches moving up grits along the way. Obviously, you start with the lowest grit, ending off with the highest. I believe they sell them going up to an 8,000. Another way is using steel wool, starting with a 000, ending off with a 50. The third and last way I'll be demonstrating is by using a Dremel tool and polish wheel attachment. You'll add polish compound to the wheel and run over the frets with a medium speed. Careful, you can heat up the frets pretty fast and soften the glue. Again, this would be bad. Please use safety glasses when using rotating tools. When you're done with the Dremel tool, clean off the gunk with cotton wool. Let's check out those shiny frets. I always polish twice, but before we do this, let's remove the tape and address the fret ends. I hate removing tape, but glad I used it. All is looking fine, so I can get the guitar out of the jig. I round over the fret ends with a special file. The bottom has a smooth save edge. The two cutting sides of this fret end dressing file have very fine cut teeth, perfect for removing burrs and rounding over the fret ends. Thanks to the smooth save edge, you don't cut into the wood or lacquer. Rounding over the fret ends takes some time, but it's well worth it. The top of the file has concave cut teeth. This side can help rounding over the fret ends too. Be careful when working over the body with the file. You could remove the neck. I think it's good practice leaving the neck on, as you can't remove a neck with a set neck construction. When you're done rounding over the fret ends, please remove the scratches and polish this area again. When done doing this step, get the rubbing compound out. Starting with a medium one, I'll polish the fretboard lacquer and frets. First, I spread out some medium compound over the fretboard. Then, with a lot of elbow grease, I remove it. Don't forget to give the sides some attention. When done, do the same with medium fine compound. Always clean up in between different compounds with a microfiber cloth. Don't mix those compounds. Finish up with fine and after extra fine compound. After all these steps, I like to clean up with a quick detailer or guitar polish. I'm using an automotive product here. I like to return the instrument nice and shiny. Go over the guitar in every nook and cranny. Let's string up the guitar with a fresh set. I like to have one winding on top of the tuner post string hole and 1 to 1.5 under. This way you pinch the string snug in between the windings, resulting in a better tuning stability. Nip off the excess string and repeat with the 5 remaining strings. The strings are on, time to stretch them. I like to do this by pinching the string in between my thumb and index finger, along the whole length of the string. Then I pull the string up around the 12th thread. After, I tune the guitar. I do repeat this step a few times. The customer wanted to have some new knobs, so we press those on. I pick up the guitar into playing position and tune it once more. Do some crazy bending, tune it, play it and bend it till the strings are settled in. Don't forget to play some fancy chords and check out the bottom frets. Play every note on the guitar to make sure everything is fine. Setting up a stretch style guitar will be covered in a future guitar video series on this channel. We're very close to the end of this video. The only thing left to do is admire the work we did. I really hope you enjoyed this Refret series. If you did and want to see more, feel free to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Don't hesitate to comment below. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Till then, play your guitar loud and enjoy life. If you like my work and want to see more, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I will leave the links in the comment section below.